Hello everyone, my name is Vitor, and in this video I'm gonna show you how can you create this progress bar. So whenever we click this increase button, as you can see, you're gonna increase 10% of this progress bar, which is 500. So whenever I click this button, it's gonna increase, and whenever I click this decrease button, it's going to decrease, of course. So let's do it. Alright, so let's get started. I just created this project with Create React App, and I'm using Typescript and Style components. And we have the source folder, and inside of it we have this component folder, and inside of it we have the styles folder. And we have the progress.style.ts. I'm using style components as I mentioned before, and we have progress bar as well, so you can copy that if you will. I recommend you to copy that to follow along. And here we go. We also have some global styles right here. Just copy that. This is code for the button and a little hover effect. And we have the app component, which is we have a main div right here with this class name. We have 2 buttons, and we have this little wrapper right here. So copy that as well, and let's get started. I'm going to create a component for the progress bar. So let's do that. bar.tsx. So let's create a function, progress bar. Let's return something. Export default. I don't have to talk too much. You can see what I'm doing. So if you notice that I'm not talking too much, never mind. So all right. So now we need to import the styles for these components. So as you can see, it is this one right here, style progress. So let's do that. Let's import and use down here. Alright, and now we need to import this component. Let's just format that with prettier before. There we go. And now we need to import this in our app component. So let's do that. Progress bar. Let's paste down here. Let's put it down here. Wait. Now we have our progress bar styled right here. And now we need to create the content inside of it. The green content inside of it, which we have to use the widget to increase and decrease as we click this two buttons. So whenever I click this increase button, we're gonna increase the width of this the component that we are about to create right now. So let's create it. Let's create a progress .tsx. Wait, something's wrong. All right, it has to be inside of components. Let's move. So function progress. Let's return something and export it. Export default. And now we need to import the styles as well. Let's do that. Which is this one, this one right here. Alright, let's copy and paste down here. Right now we can easily use props to communicate communicate between components. So I'm going to use context in order to show you how to use that, in order to show how to use context, because it is a really important React feature, and I want you to understand how it works. So let's create let's create a context folder. You can create inside of this component. So let's create context, and I'm going to call it progress bar context .tsx because it is a component. So since we are using TypeScript, we can create an interface to react the types that we are going to use. So let's create that. Progress bar. I'm sorry, bar. Something's wrong. What is this? All right, so we need to import React from React, and basically we will need two functions: one for increase the width, the progress bar, and another for decrease the progress bar. And we will need a variable in order to get the width. So let's create a function right here, progress bar value, which is going to be weight, which is going to be a string, and progress bar weight increase progress bar, which is going to be a function, and decrease progress bar. All right, and now we need to create our context. So let's create a constant. It's going to be progress bar context, and create react dot create context. Now we can create an empty object and use this interface right now to create our context. There we go. So now we need a provider. So let's create a function provider, progress bar provider. And we need to return something. Let's return just a div for the moment. And we also need, we will also need use state to change the width all the time. Whenever we click that button, whenever we click this button, we're gonna update the width, update that state. So we need to import use state. Use state. It's gonna start with 0, and it is going to be a string, and I'll tell you why in the future. So I'm going to call this progress bar set progress bar. All right. So let's change that to 50 for the moment, just for the moment, and now we need to create our values for this component provider. So let's create a constant called values like this, and you can simply do this. We can use this variable right here, and this is going to be a pointer. This progress bar value, it is going to be a pointer for this hook that we are updating all the time. So let's do that. Now we are pointing. Whenever we call this variable, we are we are getting the value of this hook right here. So now we need to create two functions. Let's do that. Let's create function. Actually, I'm actually going to use expression right now. So I like to use this kind of function. So increase and decrease. There you go. And now whenever we also gonna use these two pointers to call these two functions. So increase progress bar we can use right now down here and use that. And decrease progress bar, we're gonna point to decrease. I hope you guys understood that. Alright, now we need to use the context API. We need to return that context API right now. So let's copy this and paste in here. We need to use dot provider. Wait, and we have a special property called value, and we just use this object in here. There we go. And now we need to use props in order to do this. We need to use props dot children. Props dot children, because we are going to use this progress bar provider as a wrapper. So we need to wrap this app.ts with this component right here. So we need to use children. All right. So we need to create another interface. Let's create it. Interface iProps, and we have children, which is going to be a React node. And we need to import that as well from React. And now we just copy that interface, create props, and use that. And there you go. And now we just need to import this function right here, this progress bar provider, inside this index.tsx. So let's do that. Import from components context. Something's wrong. So you just wrap this app component with this progress bar provider. Something's wrong. Yeah, I'm not exporting that. So let's export that. Need to export this progress bar. Export default. There you go. So now we can see if this is working right now. This 50 right here is going to be 50% of this widget. So now in here we have, so in this progress bar we have 500 pixels, right? So this 50 is going to be 250 pixels. All right. So we need to let's see if that is actually working. So let's import this context. So you just come to your styles folder and open up this progress folder. And as I mentioned before, this widget has to be dynamic. So since we are using TypeScript, we can create an interface. Let's use iProps as well. Let's create a prop called widget which is going to be a string. There we go. Now we can simply create a arrow function inside of it. Since we are using backtips, one here and another right here, we can use a arrow function right here, no problem. Just use props and use props.widget. We can use this ternary operator. Something's wrong. All right, we need to use the interface right here, and there you go. You can just use this ternary operator. All right, so we can just use in here, and now we can let's just try something. All right, so now we can just use 30 right now for the moment. It doesn't mean anything. And we need to use our context in here. So let's import use context from React, and let's import something from components context. Wait, something's wrong. Alright, so now that we have our use context imported and our progress bar context imported as well, we can use that. Alright guys, I forgot to export to export that context as well, so you just go to your context folder and export that. I forgot. There you go. Now you can import our progress bar value, and now you can you have to import this progress inside this progress bar component. So let's do that. Import progress, and let's use in the middle of it. There you go. So now we just need to create a function to increase and decrease. We actually already create that, but we need to make that work. So let's do that right now. So let's go to our context, and how do we do that? It's pretty simple. We're just going to use that set progress bar right here, and we can use the previous value and we need to create a constant called widget, and this is going to be a string, so we need to convert that to a number in order to make this happen, make this work. So let's convert this to a number, and we're gonna increase by 10. So whenever we click this button, this widget is going to increase by 10. So let's do that, and now we can return this widget. We now we need to convert that to a string as well. So let's do that. And there you go. So for this decrease function, we're gonna be using pretty much the same. So let's copy this and paste down here. Instead of increase, we're gonna use this minus sign right here. So we're gonna decrease by 10. So there we go. We have our two functions, and now we need to use that. But before doing that, we can add some validation right now. Let's use if this progress bar is equal to 100, we want to return. and in the decrease, if it is equal to 0, if this progress bar is equal to 0, we're gonna return it as well. Alright, so now we have some validation, and let's format with prettier, and there you go. Let's use those functions. Now you can come here and import use context and import something from components slash context slash progress bar context. Alright. Now we can destructure this object. Alright, so now we can import increase and decrease. Let's use that. Wait. On click, we can use an arrow function, and whenever we click this button, we're gonna call this increase progress bar function, and we're gonna do the same for this decrease button. On click. Alright, I hope this is working, so let's give it a shot. Let me see, let's reload this page. There we go. Whenever we click this button, as you can see, when we reach 100, it doesn't increase anymore. It stops increasing. And when we decrease it, you can see we are increasing 10%. And when we decrease, we are decreasing 10% as well. So when we reach 0, it stopped decreasing, and this is really good. This is amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And this is really helpful. You can use this in a lot of projects, and you just learn a lot of React features that are really important when you are working with React. So this is it. I see you in the next video. Bye.